Here it is. Let's be the president. Welcome to Democracy 3. You have just started your first term as president, and as your chief of staff, I'm here to explain how things work. The icons below show you a few key indicators of the state of your country. Hopefully, you can change things for the better and get reelected after your term is up. Begin term of office to start governing. Welcome to your new job as president. The lives of 316,668,000 citizens are now in your hands. As you will imagine, there are a number of situations and concerns that you will have to deal with as soon as possible, while keeping an eye on the long-term improvement of our citizens' quality of life. Plus, do not forget that you face re-election in 4 years, so you will need to monitor the opinion polls and our party membership. Good luck. From here, you can survey the current state of our country. It may look complex, but all the different components work in very similar ways. The icons represent different objects in the economy or society, including policies, laws, voter groups, and values of important concepts such as health and education levels of our citizens. These strips in the center of the screen represent groups of voters, with the colored progress bars indicating how happy they are with your government. The light gray area behind the text shows the percentage of our electorate that is in each of these groups. One of the key concepts of Democracy 3 is to understand that individual voters can be members of many different voter groups at once, and the extent to which they identify with these groups is in itself variable. You will never get all of these voter groups to entirely approve of you. No, white icons are policies. You start the game with some already implemented, but most can be canceled and many more can be added. They can also be adjusted. Policies are the primary method you use to govern the country. Blue icons represent statistical data relevant to your country. They concern abstract concepts such as GDP, gross domestic product, crime, or education level of your citizens. You can affect statistical data only indirectly, through policy decisions. Other icons, you will find them in different zones of the screen depending on which part of the economy, society they represent, transportation, tax, etc. Situations, icons with red or green background are situations. These are ongoing events taking place in your country, which may be going well, green, or badly, red. You can encourage good situations and prevent or fix bad ones by your policy choices. Policies, data, and situations are interconnected through effects. Hovering your mouse over any one of the icons will show how influence flows between them, with green being a positive effect and red being negative. The speed of flow also shows the strength of the effect. Experiment with this, then hit next. Hovering your mouse over one of these icons will show how influence flows between them, with green being a positive effect and red being negative. The speed of the flow also shows the strength of the effect. This window shows detailed information on a specific group of voters. Each group of voters have their own opinions and priorities, and every event or policy will affect each group in different ways. The chart shows the opinion of these voters over time, as well as how they feel about specific policies and events. This area shows a list of different inputs to this voter group and how they make the group feel. Green effects are good and positive. Red effects are bad and negative. Those effects may change over time as policies, situations, or values change. The sum of all these effects go towards determining how the group feels. You can click on an individual effect as a shortcut to seeing more information about that item. Click on the effect showing the influence income tax has on our middle-class voters. And here we are at the details screen for income tax. You can do this for almost any effect between two items. Income tax is a policy, white icons, and this screen shows you the effects that policy is having. Policy slider. The slider is used to control this specific policy. You can use it to adjust income tax up or down, which will change the effects it has on all the linked items, such as voter groups, situations, and statistical data. Policy slider. You probably noticed that the effects show two different values as you move the slider. The current, darker effect and the effect with the slider at its new position. The values will move from where they are to the new position over time based on the inertia time in number of turns. At the far right of each effect, the number of terms at the far right of each effect. So the darker ones are what it's currently, this is where it will be over time, after how many turns. If that value is 0, the effect will be at a new level by the start of the next turn. Let's leave things as they are for now. Hit the revert changes button to indicate that we want to leave this policy untouched. Time to check out one of the situations that currently affect our country. Click on any of the situation icons you want. Go to alcohol. Everybody understands alcohol. This shows information on the selected situation. As you can see, situations have both inputs on the left and outputs. The inputs show the causes of this situation, and the outputs show the effects it has on other objects. You cannot change anything here. All you can do is see the various effects. The chart at the top of this screen shows information on the actual strength of this situation over time, and two triggers. The higher trigger is the value that actually triggers this situation to take effect, and lower trigger deactivates the situation as a result. It's easier to trigger a situation than to end it. Statistics. Let's take a look at the last type of icon, the statistical data. Statistics. This screen shows information on the national statistics. Like a situation, it has causes and effects. Be aware that some statistical values are good things that we want high, like health. Others are bad things we don't want, such as crime. Pay attention to this value up here. This is political capital, which represents the amount of support your government has to get things done. You have a limited amount of political capital per turn. Each turn is a quarter of a year. When you run out, end the turn to get more. Some political capital can be carried over to the next turn, but not all. Political capital is used when you adjust policies, cancel them, or introduce new ones. Different policies require different amounts depending on how controversial they are. Depending on how controversial they are. Okay, it's time to see how to create a new policy. New policies. These are new policies put forward by your ministers. The policies are divided into categories seen as tabs on the top. Details of a selected policy are on the right. Those in red cannot currently be implemented due to a lack of political capital. This is the new policy you choose to implement. You can adjust the slider on new policies for free without using up political capital. Be aware that some policies take time to implement, which means it will be a while before they are fully operational. This is the quarterly report. It will highlight some key indicators which impact upon the current state of the country. Plus, there may be other information you need to be aware of. Urgent dilemmas may appear that need your attention this quarter. Anyway, I can see you have lots to attend to. Anyway, I can see that you have a lot to attend to, so I'll let you get to work. I'm sure the government is in safe hands now. Yeah, you sure? You sure believe that? Okay. Debt protection law. There's an urgent policy question that requires your immediate attention. Economic forecast. Good news! The global economy is doing well and is having a positive effect on our GDP. The polls do not look good. Our last poll puts us at 14% of the vote in an election. Budget report. International credit rating agencies rate our government as BB. This is a bad sign. And pushing blah blah blah. The charts screen show a number of vital indicators for your economy over time. The global economy will influence your own GDP. This debt level should always be a concern, as when it gets too high, the bond market may get nervous and charge a higher interest rate, which could lead to a debt spiral. Polls. This chart shows an estimate of the percentage of the electorate that claim they would vote for you if there were an election right now. This may not be accurate as turnout is unlikely to be 100%. Voters with no strong view either way may not show up to vote on election day unless it's made compulsory. Voting intention. This meter measures what percentage of the voting population intend to vote for you in the next election. The value below 50 at the election indicates failure and end of the game. This is an overall measure of every potential voter, but does not take into account people who will not vote on the day. Expenditure. This chart shows a breakdown of government expenditure. You can click on individual items for more detail. Note that the cost of many items will vary over time depending on a variety of factors. Expenditure. The shortfall or deficit will be made up from government borrowing. This might be okay in the short term, but borrowing increases the national debt. All debt will incur interest payments. You can click on any of the items to see further. We're gonna have that. We're gonna reject the ban. And you're gonna see a lot of people are gonna be really happy about it. Import tariffs are at the highest they could possibly be. We need to have stronger borders. Citizenship tests all the way at the maximum. We need to close our borders immediately. No, we need to stop immigration. You there, Cabinet. This shows who you have working in each government department. Each minister will have a different level of experience and loyalty, both of which may change over time. Experienced ministers are more effective at their jobs. They can get policies implemented faster and more cost effectively. Be aware that over time, the loyalty of your ministers may vary. Disloyal ministers will provide less political capital, so you may eventually need to consider firing some, or maybe reshuffling the cabinet entirely. Also, be aware that each minister is popular with different voter groups, so having them in the cabinet may keep certain voters happy to an extent. Ban public I have a lot of nightclubs. There's a lot of nightclubs out there. Leave the law unchanged. There's a lot of people out there. They run nightclubs. They have to have smoking inside. Otherwise, people, they won't come in if they know there's no smoking in there. They like to smoke, you know? They want to be put inside. You got to put them outside in the cold where the smoke is just going to go away. And people are going to be like, I can't have a smoke here because there's no wind. And you try to light those matches, you know, they're terrible. They're fucking awful. I hate them. I don't smoke. But if I did, I would hate them. A new situation has developed. Street gangs. We gotta get these people off the streets. They just walk around because they don't have a home, because that means they don't have a bathroom, and they just shit on the floor. That's how they are. Just go over right at the corner, they just take a shit right on the floor. Right on the concrete. These people are animals. They're fucking animals. Capital gains tax, 17%. It should be 12%. Apply those changes. Corporation tax, 16%. We're gonna lower that down. 8%. There we go. Yeah. We're just gonna lower that. Apply those changes. There we go. Turn to government. Ethnic plot. An ethnic plot?! Our latest security reports indicate a growing threat from an extremist organization known as the Black Power Group. Thanks for the advice. It's begun. This shows the party members and political activists that support you and your opponent. Activists are important in helping to get out the vote, but your members will have to be really impressed with your government to become activists. The benefit of party members is they always turn out to vote. No, we're not doing that. The space program, we're gonna cut that budget. We're gonna cancel all these policies. Alright, fine. Stop and search. There are demands from police for the power to stop and search people on the street if they believe that individual may be guilty of a crime. Currently, our police cannot search someone without formally arresting them. This will be a valuable weapon to fight against crime. There's street gangs out there! We need to give the power to the police so that they can do their job and protect us. Protect us from the people who are just out and about committing crimes. You won't believe how much they're doing it. They just cut the baby right out of the woman's stomach. You won't believe it. This is state welfare. Welfare fraud department. Under investigations, they're doing a fantastic job. They're getting all the people who are out there, they're taking money away from the government to fund their high life lifestyle. No. Turn to government. Oh, shit! Today, at approximately 5 a.m., a group of armed extremists accusing the government of widespread racism burst into the government buildings and executed yourself and the rest of your cabinet in cold blood. The group claimed to be the Black Power Group and said your government conduct towards ethnic minorities had left them with no choice. What a tragic end to your political career. Well, wow. Where will this take me? Oh my god, it was just a dream. It was just a dream. Oh my god, it was just a dream. It didn't happen yet. Law and order. Racial profiling. Oh, I could probably get it in the next turn. A conservative plot. Are you aware of the growth in power of a group known as the Moral Crusade? Apparently they are made up of more obsessed members from the conservative values group known as the Traditional Values Alliance. This will have we have intercepted various chatter that suggests these people might be angry enough to make an attempt on toppling the government. Maybe even a suicide attack against you. Make sure to keep on your toes. The conservatives are out to get me. Ghettos. That's where they live. Teacher shortage. We don't need any more teachers. Because I'm going to eliminate the Department of Education. Law and order. Implement 1/4 at the maximum. Because we know where they are. We know who they are. We're going to stop them. We've already shut down the borders. We've already made sure to close the borders and only the good people come in. We need to get rid of the bad people. Children's food. A law has been proposed to regulate the fat content and nutritional value of food sold to children, including the food sold in fast food restaurants and, of course, food served in schools. This will likely incur costs for the food retailers. You cannot interfere with the free market. This is the state interfering in people's lives. Kids, they want to eat junk food, you let them, and they get these little fatties, and the kids will make fun of them, and that'll get them to want to change. They're gonna want to lose weight after that. So you gotta leave it unchanged. Why you gotta spoil it for everybody? You gotta have these chips in the bags that are too loud. When you open them up, they can't even turn it into, you can't even use the bag anymore. It's so loud. And the chips, they're awful. They're awful. You gotta go back to the original kinds. They used to be there. They had them. Where do they ever go anymore? Return to government. An ethnic plot. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Racial profiling works. Look at that. Dirty political credits. We need to eliminate Obamacare. Well, we can't, but we're gonna kick a lot of people off of it. Look at how much money it's gonna save us in the long run. We need to stop funding science. No more vaccines. No, not yet, 'cause of Elon.
We made a promise to Elon. He's gonna get his money.
Ban tobacco after. Reject the ban! There's no direct 100% proven evidence that tobacco sources anywhere is harmful. They made them go through those trials. It was so sad. It was a terrible thing that they did to them. They should never have let them sit there and say those things to those people. You know, it wasn't right. It wasn't right. Those tobacco executives, they were making a lot of money, and they did that to them. That was so wrong. A conservative plot. Oh no. Don't worry, I'm gonna fix that immediately. Watch this. Done. Failed assassination attempt. It looks like the extreme wing of the Conservative Traditional Values Alliance. Message from Minister Larry. One of your cabinet ministers needs to talk to you. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. What is this? Drug addiction. We already have the abortion law. A private schooling. There you go. We're gonna give you all the money that you need. There, the charter schools. It's a great enterprise. People make a lot of money from it. They're teaching the kids. Cause state school, it's awful. Absolutely awful. Kids don't know anything when they leave the school. They're idiots. They get out of the school. They don't know what they're doing. All right, we're gonna end this turn. We want to make big changes. Capitalist plot. Oh, it's Elon. Elon's coming back for me. You betrayed me. A message from your minister. One of your cabinet. I don't care. I have other things to worry about. Somebody's trying to... They're trying to fucking kill me. How about we, capitalists? How about I lower that? Confirm using political capital. Oh shit. Polling. This is polling data. It shows lines for each voter group indicating how their opinion of government has changed over time. You can toggle each line on and off using the color buttons and visit each voter group by clicking their names. Focus groups are individuals lined up at the bottom of a random focus group. Click on an individual voter for more information. You can also find similar information on each voter group detail screen. To see a focus group, draw from a specific voter type. This should help explain how voters make decisions. For each individual, this diagram shows the extent to which they associate with each voter group. They are in the opinion they get from that association and how that all comes together to show the final opinion they have of your government. I don't think I read any of that. This is a list of all the policies you currently have implemented and what percentage of the population approve of them. This doesn't necessarily mean unpopular policies should be changed. They may be raising needed revenue or be achieving desirable social objectives. Also, remember that voters also get upset by situations and real-world phenomena, not just government policies. See, look at how much money we're coming in. All of that and all of this. This is money that's left over from the money that we have. Reject the proposal. In some circumstances, this needs to be done. We're gonna reject this proposal. The government should be secret. They need to be secret in order to do their job. You can't have people just going around. It's the corporate secrets. A Declaration of Independence. We need to keep it in my office for safekeeping so that no one will steal it. And if they steal it, they'll go and start their own country. And we don't want that because it's our land. We were here first. They were Native Americans. They were from the land, so they're ours. We're gonna lower that. Return to government. Achievement education failure. It is a sort of modern miracle that we have managed to create a society so poorly educated and yet somehow it still functions. All right, here we go. We did it. We did it, everybody. Fuck!
Fuck you. The liberal front. No. No!
Make America great again. Again. If I type big, they'll know I'm serious about it. The deep state. This is our second term. Congratulations on your elected victory.
Whatever. I know exactly what we're doing here. We've already been here before. First thing we're gonna do, we're gonna put import tariffs at the maximum. Apply those changes.
What's the citizenship test? We can't let them into the country. You can't let them in. That's how you get ants. The schools, they're only going to be taught creationism. Absolutely. What do you mean insufficient capital? Limited total ban. Apply those changes. Insufficient capital? But, debt protection law. Allow them to operate. Next. We're going to eliminate total ban. You don't want them killing the babies. We need more people. People smuggling. Deport them. Get them out of here. I don't want them. Stress epidemic. We're going to eliminate the Department of Education. You don't know what you're doing. I know what I'm doing. Only I am able to do it. Economy. Tax shelters. Foreign investor. Because we need them to come into the country and have the best. So we have the bests. We need to eliminate the food stamps. Get those people to work. We're gonna reject it. We have corporate secrets. I have an NDA. Street gangs. We don't want street gangs. Armed police. What we're gonna do. Enterprise investment schemes. We're gonna implement that to its maximum. Tax shelters. The rich are free to settle wherever they please. Encouraging them. They can come over here. You spend $1 million. $1 million. You can have a citizenship here. Go on, stop and search. They have nothing to hide. The people don't have anything to hide. Crime is at an end. See, no more crime. And look at how much. Oh, well, we need to have some more oil drilling subsidies. See, this will get them back. This will get them back. A conservative plot? Oh, no. Commuter conservatives. They don't like me because of what? Inheritance tax? Well, why don't we just cancel that policy? There we go. Ban alcohol. We're gonna reject this ban. Message from a minister. What is this? Failed assassination attempt. Oh my god. The extremist wing of the conservative traditional values movement have taken upon themselves. Oh my god, no. Armed robbery. Rubbish tip. Credit down rating. Ghettos. The economy is doing okay. Small business grants. Sure, we're gonna give them all the money that they need. No, you can't because of the conservatives. We're gonna withhold your funding. A conservative plot. What do you want from me, the conservatives? What is it that they want? We're gonna fix these vigilante mobs. Arm the police. There we go. See all of this? All of this! You see all of this? This is all gonna go down. Appoint a UN ambassador. As a patriot will fight tooth and nail to get our interests represented at the UN. With America's first on the international stage, it's us or no one. Conservative plot is still looking out for me. What do you want? What is this? Okay, you're fired. You're fired. Actually, you know what? You're all fired. Get out of here. Law and order, you. What about over here? Foreign aid, foreign policy. Foreign policy, look at you. Foreign policy, public services. You're gonna do so great for me. Who was there? Who's in the economy? You're in the economy. Who's gonna be in the taxes? Yeah, you're gonna be in there. Public services. I don't really care. It's whoever's the highest. You've always, this is the way you've been looking at me. You've been eyeing that for a while. For public services. Public services, 3.66. No. I hire only the best people. There you go. These are all the best people. Children's food. Leave them, let them eat. Let them eat. A green plot. The fucking hippies, they're dirty, they're smelly, and they stink. Border controls. Retina scans.
You're doing a good job. I like what you do.
Cancel a policy. Foreign aid. Cancel this foreign aid thing. Survivor! They say some politicians are political survivors, but you really define the word with the way you keep dodging those terrorist plots here. Failed assassination attempt again. They were really close this time.
Detention without trial. We can just put them in Guantanamo. A conservative plot is still out for me.
Police force to maximum. Private prisons. Privately owned. Prisoner tagging. Foreign relations. I have a higher police force. Overcrowded cells. They like that. They like that. Overcrowded cells. Look at that. They love it. They love it. Yeah, you know you love it. Private prisons. Apply that. Get them out of here. Get them out of here. I don't want to hear anything. Lock up prisons. We're going to support, encourage them. We're going to apply that. You see that? There we go. There we go. A large empty house in one of the best neighborhoods of the capital has been taken over by homeless people. The house has been unused and empty for years. The lawyers are now arguing over whether or not the squatters have a right to remain in the property. The landlord wishes to have them evicted. No, evict them! Get them out of here! You gotta get them out of here! You get them out of here! I don't want them! I don't want them here! Nobody wants them! Bunch of losers! Capitalist plot! Elon, why are you doing this?
Why are you doing this to me, Elon? Didn't I give you everything that you wanted? Didn't I kiss your boo-boo when it was bad? Enterprise investment schemes, state pension, tax shelters. What do you want from me? What do you want from me? I knew it. State pensions. Exactly what it was. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. State pensions. Pollution controls. No. We're gonna cancel that policy. You want me to eliminate the income tax? Income tax is too high. I'll shut it down. It's at 12%. We're gonna eliminate that policy. You see, you're gonna love me after this. Okay. Here we go. Let's see what we got. Well, fuck you too. Oh my god, everybody turned out against me. Everybody. Changes. The health went down, violent crime went up, poverty went up, the working week went up, carbon emissions went down. What do you know? Racial tensions went down. They went down. Port earnings went up. Oil demand went down. Oil supply went up. Oil prices went down. High earnings, middle income, high earnings and poor earnings went up. Middle income, well, nobody cares about the middle class. Traffic congestion went down. Alcohol consumption went down. Tobacco usage went down. See, these are positives. These are all positives. Absolute positives here. The working week went up. Excellent. The environment was better. Wow, we made America great again. CEO emissions went down, racial tensions went down, poor earnings went up, and high earnings went up. Tobacco usage went down, traffic congestion went down, alcohol consumption went. That is fantastic. I think we did a good job. Absolutely fantastic. Did a great job.